Welcome neighborhood fam. My neighbors was good. Hit that like, drop a share. Spread the word through the hood. Scripture Sundays at night. We break bread on the line. Zoom call Fridays, Saturdays. Words sharper than knives. Tapping face to face. Yeah, we linking on the block. Last Sunday every month, pull up built with the fly. If the spirit hit your chest, so arms, no cap. Send it cash app. Barack the water for that. I'm pushing graphics 50 flat. Unlimited flips. Turn around so quick like a brick in the projects. Yeah, them 10 commandment chains. Yeah, I'm serving the block. 1 for 10, 2 for 15. Double-sided come cop. It's ministry and hustle. We ain't playing no games. Plug in, show love, put respect on his name. Tawadaya Hawa, Tawadaya Hawa, Tawadaya Hawa, in the yard, what's his name? Tawadaya Hawa, Tawadaya Hawa, Tawadaya Hawa, in yard's his name. Welcome to the neighborhood. I pledge allegiance to the Bible of the house of Yahshua, for which it stands, one nation under Yahweh. I'll make it a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path. I will hide your word in my heart, that I may not sin against it. For in your word is freedom and redemption to the house of Yahshua. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushua, I pray and rebuke every spiritual curse that has come upon me. In my household, whether visible and or generous and less, let every chain be broken today, and let evil have no right to enter. Yahweh, I declare that our spouses, our children, and our families are covered by the blood of Yahushua. Build a spiritual wall of protection around us, so that no curse or tide or strife can enter our home. In Yahushua's name, Yah the Barak Yahweh. Light it up, light it up. We dedicate the flame. Neighborhood Hebrews, we rise in his name. From the struggle to the shine, never walk in vain. The Most High lit the prayer, and the fire remains. Bird, when fear hit the crowd, we chose to fight. Zeal for the law turned dark to light. Standing on truth when they mock his way. The Messiah, our banner, we don't sway. Faith ain't timid, courage don't fold. We rise like Judah, fierce and bold. Light it up, light it up, light it up. We dedicate the flame, we dedicate the flame. Neighborhood Hebrew, neighborhood Hebrew. We rise in his name, we rise in his name. From the struggle to the shine, never walk in vain. The Most High lit the path, fire lit the path, and the fire remains, and the fire remains. Light it up, light it up. Light it up.
Hey y'all, it's the Feast of Dedication. It's time to get into it. Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights. So the feast begins on the 25th day of the ninth month, Kislev. The duration of the feast is 8 days. That's right, you get 8 whole days to celebrate the Most High, starting on the 16th and going all the way to the 23rd. So this feast commemorates the rededication of the temple after its desecration under Antiochus IV Epiphanes. So we're going to look first into the Apocrypha, First Maccabees, chapters 1 through 4, Second Maccabees, chapters 10. And then we're going over to the Torah and the prophets in Deuteronomy chapter 7, Nehemiah chapter 12, Second Chronicles chapter 7. We're going to jump into some writings out of Psalms chapter 1, going into the New Testament, John chapter 10, Romans chapter 12, 1 Corinthians chapter 3, Colossians chapter 3, and 1 Peter chapter 1. So the theme of this feast here is the Most High calls his people to remain holy, resist assimilation, and dedicate themselves fully to the Most High. So you got to stop assimilating to what these other people are doing. Do not go in the way of the heathen. Welcome y'all, day 2, the rise of resistance. Let's read 1 Maccabees chapter 2.
Maccabees is a record of courage and faith, when righteous men rose against wicked rulers to defend the laws of the Most High. In a time of forced rebellion and defilement, they chose obedience, even unto death. This is their story. Chapter 2. In those days arose Mattathias, the son of John, the son of Simeon, a priest of the sons of Jorib from Jerusalem, and dwelt in Joanan, called Cadiz, Simon, called Thassi, Judas, who was called Maccabeus, Eleazar, called Avaran, and Jonathan, whose surname was Aphis. And when he saw the blasphemies that were committed in Judah and Jerusalem, he said, Woe is me! Wherefore was I born to see this misery of my people and of the holy city, and to dwell there, when it was delivered into the hand of the enemy, and the sanctuary into the hand of strangers. Her temple is become as a man without glory. Her glorious vessels are carried away into captivity. Her infants are slain in the streets, her young men with the sword of the enemy. What nation hath not had a part in her kingdom, and gotten of her spoils? All her ornaments are taken away. Of a free woman she is become a bondslave. And behold, our sanctuary, even our beauty and our glory, is laid waste, and the Gentiles have profaned it. To what end therefore shall we live any longer? Then Mattathias and his sons rent their clothes, and put on sackcloth, and mourned very sore. In the meanwhile the king's officers, such as compelled the people to revolt, came into the city Modin, to make them sacrifice. And when many of Israel came unto them, Mattathias also and his sons came together. Then answered the king's officers, and said to Mattathias on this wise, Thou art a ruler, and an honorable and great man in this city, and strengthened with sons and brethren. Now therefore come thou first, and fulfill the king's commandment, like as all the heathen have done, yea, and the men of Judah also, and such as remain at Jerusalem. So shalt thou and thy house be in the number of the king's friends, and thou and thy children shall be honored with silver and gold and many rewards. Then Mattathias answered and spake with a loud voice, Though all the nations that are under the king's dominion obey him, and fall away everyone from the religion of their fathers, and give consent to his commandments, yet will I and my sons and my brethren walk in the covenant of our fathers. God forbid that we should forsake the law and the ordinances. We will not hearken to the king's words, to go from our religion either on the right hand or the left. Now when he had left speaking these words, there came one of the Jews in the sight of all, to sacrifice on the altar, which was at Modin, according to the king's commandment. Which thing when Mattathias saw, he was inflamed with zeal, and his reins trembled, neither could he forbear to show his anger according to judgment, wherefore he ran and slew him upon the altar. Also the king's commissioner, who compelled men to sacrifice, he killed at that time, and the altar he pulled down. Thus dealt he zealously for the law of God, like as Phinehas did, unto Zambri the son of Salom. And Mattathias cried throughout the city with a loud voice, saying, Whosoever is zealous of the law, and maintaineth the covenant, let him follow me. So he and his sons fled into the mountains, and left all that ever they had in the city. Then many that sought after justice and judgment went down into the wilderness to dwell there, both they and their children and their wives, and their cattle, because afflictions increased sore upon them. Now when it was told the king's servants, and the host that was at Jerusalem, in the city of David, that certain men, who had broken the king's commandment, were gone down into the secret places in the wilderness, they pursued after them a great number, and having overtaken them, they camped against them, and made war against them on the Sabbath day. And they said unto them, Let that which ye have done hitherto suffice. Come forth, and do according to the commandment of the king, and ye shall live. But they said, We will not come forth, neither will we do the king's commandment, to profane the Sabbath day. So then they gave them the battle with all speed. Howbeit they answered them not, neither cast they a stone at them, nor stopped the places where they lay hid, but said, Let us die all in our innocency. Heaven and earth will testify for us, that ye put us to death wrongfully. So they rose up against them in battle on the Sabbath, and they slew them, with their wives and children and their cattle, to the number of 1,000 people. Now when Mattathias and his friends understood hereof, they mourned for them right sore. And one of them said to another, If we all do as our brethren have done, and fight not for our lives and laws against the heathen, they will now quickly root us out of the earth. At that time therefore they decreed, saying, Whosoever shall come to make battle with us on the Sabbath day, we will fight against him. Neither will we die all as our brethren that were murdered in the secret places. Then came there unto him a company of Assadeans who were mighty men of Israel, even all such as were voluntarily devoted unto the law. Also all they that fled for persecution joined themselves unto them, and were a stay unto them. So they joined their forces, and smote sinful men in their anger, and wicked men in their wrath, but the rest fled to the heathen for succor. Then Mattathias and his friends went round about, and pulled down the altars. And what children soever they found within the coast of Israel uncircumcised, those they circumcised valiantly. They pursued also after the proud men, and the work prospered in their hand. So they recovered the law out of the hand of the Gentiles, and out of the hand of kings, neither suffered they the sinner to triumph. Now when the time drew near that Mattathias should die, he said unto his sons, Now hath pride and rebuke gotten strength, and the time of destruction, and the wrath of indignation. Now therefore, my sons, be ye zealous for the law, and give your lives for the covenant of your fathers. Call to remembrance what acts our fathers did in their time. So shall ye receive great honor and an everlasting name. Was not Abraham found faithful in temptation, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness? Joseph in the time of his distress kept the commandment and was made Lord of Egypt. Phinehas, our father, in being zealous and fervent, obtained the covenant of an everlasting priesthood. Jesus, for fulfilling the word, was made a judge in Israel. Caleb, for bearing witness before the congregation, received the heritage of the land. David, for being merciful, possessed the throne of an everlasting kingdom. Elias, for being zealous and fervent for the law, was taken up into heaven. Ananias, Azarias, and Misael, by believing, were saved out of the flame. Daniel, for his innocency, was delivered from the mouth of lions. And thus consider ye throughout all ages, that none that put their trust in him shall be overcome. Fear not then the words of a sinful man, for his glory shall be dung and worms. Today he shall be lifted up, and tomorrow he shall not be found, because he is returned into his dust, and his thought is come to nothing. Wherefore, ye, my sons, be valiant, and show yourselves men in the behalf of the law, for by it shall ye obtain glory. And behold, I know that your brother Simon is a man of counsel. Give ear unto him alway, he shall be a father unto you. As for Judas Maccabeus, he hath been mighty and strong, even from his youth up. Let him be your captain, and fight the battle of the people. Take also unto you all those that observe the law, and avenge ye the wrong of your people. Recompense fully the heathen, and take heed to the commandments of the law. So he blessed them, and was gathered to his fathers. And he died in the 146th year, and his sons buried him in the sepulchres of his fathers at Modin. And all Israel made great lamentation for him.
This introduces Mattathias, a priest from the family of Jorib in Modin, who stood firm against the Greek decree to forsake the law. Shameful. How they disrespecting the Most High. So when the king's officers tried to force him and his people to sacrifice to idols, what would you think? Then Mattathias refused and boldly declared that even if all nations obeyed the king, that he and his sons would remain faithful to the covenant of their fathers. That's right, standing up for Yahweh's sake, going up against iniquity. When another Israelite stepped forward to make an unclean sacrifice, Mattathias was filled with zeal. That means this boy was hot. 5150 about to go crazy. He killed both that man and the king's officer and tore down the altar, just like Phinehas did in the wilderness. If we're not playing when it comes to the Most High law, either you stay in it or you step out of bounds. You get left out of bounds too. Because what happens when you step out of bounds? You're out of the game. So stay in the law and we can maintain. So this act sparked the Maccabean revolt, as Mattathias and his sons fled to the mountains, calling others who were zealous for the law. That means they was with it. Whoever was following this thing, they called them to join them. They began to fight against those who had betrayed Israel and defended those keeping the commandments. This is why I say I do not protect women that go against the law and disobedient, or men. So before dying, Mattathias exhorted his sons to remember the courage of their forefathers. Y'all know who they is. Abraham, Joseph, Phineas, Joshua, David, and Elijah. And to stand strong in the faith. You got to keep the faith. But not only is this just our culture and how we got to live, but you got to stand strong in it because you got people who want to take you away from it. This connects to the Feast of Dedication because it marks the beginning of the fight for holiness that led to the cleansing and rededication of the temple. 1 Maccabees chapter 2 shows that dedication is not only about ceremony, but about zeal. You got to feel it in your bones and your spirit. It's about courage and obedience, refusing to compromise with wickedness and being willing to fight spiritually for Yahweh's righteousness, to dwell again among his people. This is what it's all about. You got to stand up for the Most High's sake or mess around and lose all the food off your plate. Let's go check out Romans chapter 12.
Chapter 12. I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good, and acceptable, and perfect will of God. For I say, through the grace given unto me, to every man that is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly, according as God hath dealt to every man the measure of faith. For as we have many members in one body, and all members have not the same office, so we, being many, are one body in Christ, and every one members one of another, having then gifts differing according to the grace that is given to us, whether prophecy, let us prophesy according to the proportion of faith, or ministry, let us wait on our ministering, or he that teacheth, on teaching, or he that exhorteth, on exhortation, he that giveth, let him do it with simplicity, he that ruleth, with diligence, he that sheweth mercy, with cheerfulness. Let love be without dissimulation. Abhor that which is evil, cleave to that which is good. Be kindly affectioned one to another with brotherly love, in honor preferring one another, not slothful in business, fervent in spirit, serving the Lord, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing instant in prayer, distributing to the necessity of saints, given to hospitality. Bless them which persecute you, bless and curse not. Rejoice with them that do rejoice, and weep with them that weep. Be of the same mind one toward another. Mind not high things, but condescend to men of low estate. Be not wise in your own conceits. Recompense to no man evil for evil. Provide things honest in the sight of all men. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably with all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, Vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. Therefore if thine enemy hunger, feed him. If he thirst, give him drink. For in so doing thou shalt heap coals of fire on his head. Be not overcome of evil, but overcome evil with good.
Romans chapter 12 calls believers to become living sacrifices, holy and acceptable to Yahweh, which is our reasonable service. This is reasonable for you to be a sacrifice for him. So Uncle Paul, he urges us not to conform to this world. Don't move as the world moves, but to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, circumcising your heart. Why? So we can discern and live out Yahweh's perfect will. Because what he set for us is actually perfect. That's why it says the law is perfect and right and just. The chapter teaches humility, unity, and genuine love. How? By serving one another according to the gifts that the Most High Yahweh has given us, blessing even those who persecute us, and overcoming evil with good. It's simple. All we got to do is follow his word, and it's going to keep us away from those. That way we stay on the right track and don't lose our mind by turning back. This directly connects to the Feast of Dedication because it speaks of personal rededication, offering ourselves as purified temples for Yahweh's Spirit to dwell in. That's simple, right? It should be, at least. Just as the Maccabees cleansed and rededicated the physical temple after defilement, remember that? In Romans chapter 12, what we just read, It calls us to cleanse our minds and hearts from worldly corruption and dedicate our lives to righteous service. That's ministry, to serve. True dedication today means living daily as set apart vessels, as holy. So you must refuse conformity. So don't conform to the world. Walking in humility. That means you understand what it means to truly be humble and allowing the Most High Yahweh to renew us from within. A lot of y'all hitting that gym, eating your celery, chewing on your salad and your herbs and all of that. I'm on a detox right now. What do I know? We got to get cleansed from the spirit, from the soul on out. That's what's going to give us eternal life. So how can we offer our lives as a living sacrifice? You know, like the Maccabees? How can we do that? We offer our lives as a living sacrifice like the Maccabees when we choose to live with daily zeal. You got to be really in this. You got to have discipline and loyalty to the Most High Yahweh, keeping His word. You got to be loyal to this. Even when the world pressures us to conform, we can't fold, y'all. The Maccabees didn't just talk about faith. They acted on it, risking everything to keep the covenant pure. I say it all the time. When you pray for something, you got to walk towards it. In the same way, our sacrifice today is not about dying on the altar, but about killing the old man or woman within us. This means that it's pointing to killing lusts, your pride, your fear, and compromise, and living every day for Yahweh's will instead of our own. You think you have a plan? You think you got it figured out? You think you help yourself? No. So how do we do this? First, rejecting worldly customs that defile our spirit, just as they tore down pagan altars, guarding our homes and minds like they guarded the temple, keeping them holy through prayer, study, and obedience, because they were acting out everything that they were thinking, doing, and saying, and standing firm in righteousness, even when it costs relationships, your comfort, or opportunities that may arise. Serving Yahweh and our people selflessly, turning our gifts into acts of ministry and love. Now, y'all know what love is. Keeping the commandments. To live as a living sacrifice is to walk as a spiritual Maccabee, which is to walk set apart, unwavering, you can't be moved, and willing to fight against spiritual corruption that lies within ourselves and within our nation, as we can see. People laughing at us and stuff, we looking like jokes. It's a daily dedication, not just remembrance. It's letting Yahweh's light continually cleanse and guide every part of our life.
Light it up, light it up. We dedicate the flame. Neighborhood Hebrews, we rise in His name. From the struggle to the shine, never walk in vain. The Most High lit the prayer, and the fire remains. When fear hit the crowd, we chose to fight. Zeal for the law turned dark to light. Standing on truth when they mocked His way. The Messiah, our banner, we don't sway. Faith ain't timid, courage don't fold. We rise like Judah, fierce and bold. Light it up, light it up, light it up. We dedicate the flame, we dedicate the flame. Neighborhood Hebrew,